Oh, good morning, groovers and smoothers. Simulcasting live on two channels because my little vent relates to true crime and smooth criminal, and it also relates to Tasmania. So we're also on Tasmania calling. I was just replaying the Alex Murdaugh trial from today. I was tootling around doing some errands before I head to beautiful girl Reeve for a meeting. On Nitty Road, I'm just shoving some food in my face too, by the way. You're going to get it all today from me. I heard Alex Murdaugh being compared to a Tasmanian devil and I nearly ran off the friggin' road. You don't know me at all. Green eyes. Hello, everyone. Might be a good time to go live. You know, you're Scout. You're all cruising in. Hello, people. I missed you too, Scout. Chance to glance, I will. Yeah, if anyone's chatting to themselves on their own, or if they can't see people in chat, it's because I'm simulcasting. Because my topic today covers both channels: the true crime stuff that I do on Smooth Criminal, and then Alex Murdaugh being compared to a Tasmanian devil, hence Tasmania calling. It's a double banger, man. Just finishing my lunch too. And, I'm doing a Molly Go Lightly and eating while I'm live, but at least the camera isn't on me. And hopefully it's not too ASMR. All the lovely people cruising in. Did any of you hear it? Did any of you hear the paralegal, who's not Bullhorn Betty, who's not a paralegal? And from what Burnt Toast was saying, she might have been very briefly for some sort of foreclosure lawyer. Scott, g'day, Groover. You just heard it, Green Eyes. Nearly ran off the friggin' road. Francesca's here too. Hello. I need to go. Well, I would have gone live from home, but I've got a meeting at 1, so I've got lots of errands to do before and after the meeting, so I thought, well, I might as well get a move on with them, and I want to do a live probably this time tomorrow, around this time tomorrow, defending Dylan Mortensen. I was hoping to do it yesterday, but yesterday ended up being really busy. I was out and about. My niece has got a little puppy called Winston. So I had to meet him, and I'm going back to meet him on Saturday probably. Lots of family stuff going on. Oh, isn't it horrible what's happening in Turkey too? But, well, there's been some, you know, isn't it horrible that it sounds weird to say positive stories when there's been a disaster, but, you know, there's stories of humanity too. I'm really pleased you're following it, Blissful. I often look at horrible things that are happening around the world and wonder if many people in the US are following it outside of my community, of course. I know you guys are. But, you know, you sometimes think there's all these YouTube channels that just keep going live about the same things every day, and there's all these other things happening in the world that they don't cover. Like even the other day, the YouTuber who was murdered by her father in an honour killing, according to him, no one really covered it other than me, as far as I could tell. And the doppelganger murder that happened in Germany, the Instagrammer who murdered another girl who looked like her and tried to fake her own death. I mean, there are some channels, I'm not saying that they don't all cover cases outside of the US, but they still cover the trendy cases, you know, the ones that other channels are talking about as well. Yeah, the Ukraine stuff is so intense as well. So I think there are a lot of things I loved about Singapore, but one thing I really loved was the solidarity for Ukraine and everyone wearing blue and yellow ribbons. And I actually got to meet the Ukrainian ambassador to Singapore. She had literally flown into Singapore that day from Ukraine, knowing that she got to go home, but knowing that none of her family would be able to leave with her. And she was so dignified and lovely, like really lovely. But according to all the ambassadors, was also the biggest bull terror in the gang. Like, did not suffer fools, wouldn't take shit from anyone. Very impressive woman. Another TikTok girl's been murdered. Really? Crikey. No, you're not alone in that regard, Blissful, and that's why, you know, there are some American creators that I follow who are very well-travelled, and if not well-travelled, they're very world-aware, and I just find them so refreshing to listen to because they don't have the blinkers on. Scientific skeptics, one of them, Skep, very well travelled, and just has a much more interesting take on the world, and, you know, just has awareness of other cultures, and it makes it much better, to me, better listening than somebody who's just so and has very strong opinions about the rest of the world, but haven't ever really shown any interest in it. I mean, a classic example was all of the YouTube creators who kept perpetuating the story that Jack S. in the Idaho murders had flown to Africa. And I kept asking them, where in Africa? Like, what airport? What country? You can't rock up to an airport and book a ticket to Africa. It's a fucking continent. And then they'd get all, oh, I don't know the country. And it's like, so it's okay. So you can perpetuate this bullshit rumor that this kid has flown away to Africa, but you don't have any details about where in Africa. And the weird thing is that the people that did a deep dive into his family Numerous African countries were mentioned in those deep dives. But yeah, I know he booked a flight to Africa. Really? How? Because nobody has ever, in the history of air travel, been able to buy a plane ticket to Africa. Ever. Never ever. You got to narrow it down a little. Pick a country. Pick an airport. Try booking a plane ticket to Australia. See how you go with that, mofos. But me, I'm just going to buy a ticket to the United States of America. Where would you like to actually fly to? Where would you like the plane to land? I just want a ticket to America, thank you. To the US of A. The sun's making my screen really dark, so even if I can read chat, I can't. Like, if I had a chance to glance. I'm a poet and I know it. Hey, I found out what's causing my car to sound like a... Well, I've been saying it sounds like it's turbo or a Mack truck. According to my mechanic Declan yesterday, it sounds like a helicopter. It's a wheel bearing issue. It's getting fixed next Wednesday. It's not going to make my car blow up, even though it sounds like it wants to. I can continue driving with the issue. And they will rectify it on Wednesday and give a little service as well. I'm not confident the last person who serviced my car did all the things they said they did, like replacing spark plugs and oil and all of that stuff. I had a service just before Christmas and I'm like, just service it again, please, because I don't think it was a very good job. I think it was a rush job. I'm not saying they're a bad mechanic. I'm just saying they had a lot of cars to service before Christmas and I don't think they were very thorough. Scout, I hope you just enjoyed going over your favourite causeway and your second favourite causeway. I'm like really early for this meeting, so I'll be able to chat at the other end, guys. Fear not, because I do want to get into Alex Murdaugh being compared to a Tasmanian Devil. I'm defending the Tasmanian Devils, man. Speaking of people wearing blinkers or blinders, is that cement shoes in chat? Well, hello, Groover. Thanks for hanging out with us in batshit last night. Despite the fact that Finn was exhausted, which made it easier for me to talk without him cutting me off every third word, I thought it was a really good show. I'm kind of bummed that not that many people joined us because I think it was a doozy. Wake the truck up, hello. I thought it was a damn good batshit. So yeah, speaking of wearing blinkers, the paralegal, not Bullhorn Betty, it might have been a paralegal for 11 seconds, not for a criminal lawyer who went on to become a federal court judge, I might add. If you want to get up to speed on Andra's credentials, check out Burnt Toast. She went a looking, and it was a pretty interesting pile of information she found. But interestingly, Bullhorn's claims of being a paralegal to a criminal lawyer who went on to become a federal judge, no. Hey, Bristol, doesn't matter if you haven't been watching Alex Murdaugh. A paralegal of his gave evidence today. I was listening to the replay of the hearing while I was driving around doing some errands, and I nearly ran off the road when I heard her comparing, well, not even comparing, around the office they used to call Alex Murdaugh the Tasmanian Devil. And why? Because of the bloody Warner Brothers cartoon Tasmanian Devil. Not our actual creatures who do not turn into a little tornado and spin around a building creating havoc. So I'm live defending them. I mean, this channel, one of them, Tasmania Calling, sponsors baby Tasmanian Devils, and I think it's only fair that I defend them. That cartoon has given our little critters a bad reputation. And if I don't defend them, who will? When we did the Griswold oh my God, and her surname is Griswold. Look at how it's all connecting. Her surname is Griswold. That I nearly ran off the road when she spelled her name. We'll be able to chat at the other end, guys. Rest assured. You won't have to put up with this shitty audio for too much longer. So yeah, when we did the Griswold tour out to Bonorong to meet a wombat and to feed kangaroos who didn't give a flying fuck about me or my bag of kangaroo food, we did get to see some Tassie Devils in action. And does anyone who was in that live remember seeing them spinning around like a friggin' tornado? Should put a Tassie Devil in his cell. They should put them in, well, they're not as aggressive as they sound. They've just got a bad voice. And I mean, come on. There's a shitload of YouTubers who've got bad voices. But the YouTubers generally are angry. Our poor little Tassie Devils and our possums are very misunderstood because of the way they sound. And they got the name Devil because of the way they sound. Not because of them being a devil. See you, Fred. Thanks for dropping in. Sorry I wasn't able to engage with chat much. I just had to go live and defend the Tasmanian Devil, especially when Alex Murdaugh is being called one. Hello? No, thank you, ma'am. You wash your mouth out with soap, Paralegal Griswold. That is not a fair comparison. And Warner Brothers have a lot to answer for. I'm furious. No, I'm not really. I was just like, here we go. I'll take us to see some more Tassie Devils soon. And if you can see one in the pack that looks like or reminds you of Alex Murdaugh, I will eat my hat. If I'm wearing one. If I'm not, too bad, so sad. So they called him that because he used to come into the office like a little tornado and stir everything up and create chaos. So they bestowed upon him a nickname using a real-life Tasmanian critter that we sponsor on Tasmania Calling. We've got several baby Tasmanian Devils. Isn't one of them Johnny Depp? I think it might be. So on behalf of Johnny Depp, the Tasmanian Devil, and the other ones, I can't remember their names, stop it, Paralegal Griswold and all your Alex Murdaugh co-workers. Watch a video of a little Tasmanian Devil frolicking around. I've shown them on my channel. Running around after its carer. It's the size of a fucking kitten. And it's bouncing around like the happiest little creature you've ever seen. That is not Alex Murdaugh, in my view. I'm rallying the troops. I'm asking all of you to get out there on YouTube and every single chat about Alex Murdaugh's trial, whether it's a YouTuber covering it or if it's live court coverage, defend the Tasmanian Devil. It is Scout. It is such a yucky. Oh, yeah, Clark. Well, that's right. We've got Clark the Tasmanian Devil, although let's call it Clark Griswold and name it after Alex Murdaugh's paralegal, Mrs. Griswold. This is, you couldn't write this shit. I mean, admittedly, I did compare Dr. Sam Spiegel to Sam the Eagle, but A, they're both called Sam. B, Spiegel and Eagle rhyme. And C, they're both in America. The exact audacity exactly wake the truck up. Defend the devils. I beseech you all. I behoove you. Get out there and frolic and say that paralegal Griswold is an idiot. How dare she? And not just her, from what she was saying, it sounded like The Office. We need to stop this. This is not good. If that man's guilty, and it ain't looking like, I mean, this is a question I had the other day in my brain that I have frequently with being a true crime buff. I think of this often, even though I was a criminal defence lawyer. Have you noticed? Oh shit, wrong lane. Have you noticed how many matters go to trial and the defendant's saying, I didn't do it? But it's not like they've got like other suspects lined up. Like, if you didn't do it, who did? And why aren't they facing court too? Like, it's kind of because most of the evidence indicates you did it. So if you really want to defend yourself, and it's hard rubbish coming up, by the way, guys. We don't just have mattresses leaning up against fences in Tassie for the hell of it. Hard rubbish is where you put out all the stuff that's too hard to get rid of yourself. Big things, big items, like that couch. And part of our council rates cover the cost of trucks coming around and gathering it all up. Oh, there's a green, I thought it was a recliner, it's a couch. And taking it away and getting rid of it. So yeah, please don't think I'm taking you through the back slums of Belrive and Warrain. I'm not. People have just put their rubbish out. Because it's too hard for them to, they've got to hire a trailer. Sometimes there's things in hard rubbish that have to be disposed carefully, like, old paint tins and barrels of oil, hopefully not barrels with people in them. That's happened in South Australia. Yeah, you're listening, South Australia? When I left Adelaide after being there for nearly 20 years, a friend of mine gave me a T-shirt that said, I lived in Adelaide for nearly 20 years and I survived. Do you ever want to look at the most batshit crimes and murders from Australia? Just type in Adelaide crime. Happy reading. You're welcome. Loved living there, but it was a high-risk place. The murder capital of Australia. And not just murders like, not just your garden chair variety murders, like really bad ones. Garden chair variety murders. Imagine if I said something like that in court. Your Honour, this is no garden chair variety murder. This is serious. This is a garden couch and a fire pot. We've got an hour nearly, just under an hour for us to chat. See if I can find us a park down near the Belrive Quay. It's very pretty. There's great shops in this area. There's a fabulous bakery. It's got everything. Even a really ugly building at 12 o'clock. The bakery just there on the left, they do custard and Nutella donuts that are so good, but so not good for you. Freely the Banana Girl? What the frig are you groovers talking about? Freely the Banana Girl? Actually, let's go up here. Let's go up here. There's beautiful Mount Wellington over to the right. Oh, there's a massive cruise ship in. A huge mofo. One of those little floating cities, like my worst nightmare kind of cruise ship. Let's go down in here, hey? Hey. Can I show you the cruise ship? Can I read the screen of this? But I can. So yeah, there's big Mount Wellington, and there's a massive cruise ship with steam coming out of its chimney. Who's Freely the Banana? What are you talking about? Yeah, Snowtown. Exactly. I didn't technically represent one of the Snowtown murderers, but I interviewed him. I took his statement. I was working for a criminal lawyer as a locum. When I was doing stand-up comedy, I didn't need to do law full-time anymore, so I used to pimp out my services as a locum. And Nick Verdaz, who was the defence barrister on that particular matter, asked me if I could speak to one of the murderers who was convicted, because there were a few of them. And the creepiest thing he said to me was, if you think the cops know about all of the victims, you're wrong. And I was like, oh, nice. And then for a while, I was actually a little bit worried that, I knew too much. I was like, could I be next? Are there more murderers out there too? That was pretty creepy. Most of my clients were really good to me. Like, they didn't creep me out or do or say anything that really bugged me. I was pretty lucky in that regard. I don't think Brian Koberger's lawyer is going to have a great client in Brian. If he really is a know-it-all and knows better than anyone else sort of personality, I think he could be potentially a hideous client. Do we not have any... Your favourite mountain? Oh, Mount Wellington. So this Freely the Banana Girl's now living in a jungle. Who is she? We could do another one of those, Bristol. That was fun. Remember that day? We found 53 recliners in my neighbourhood. Oh, a family member of yours wrote the book. Oh. It was such a horrible story. And the guy I had to spend several hours in a jail cell with was not very nice. But, yeah, most of my clients were actually, when you're a criminal lawyer, you're kind of the key to their freedom. So they generally, for me anyway, treated me really well. There's a movie about Snowtown. I haven't actually seen that. Is this she promoted ED? Who's ED? What? Huh? Help. Guys, I keep thinking of something I want to say that's really funny. And then I start talking about other shit and I forget. Oh, no, it's not funny. It's cool, though. So, you know the mural of my beautiful Biscuit, my cat? Some of you don't. Oh, eating disorders. Okay. Oh, I checked in on that Eugenia girl, you know, the insanely anorexic one that with a mother who enables her. Eugenia Clooney. I checked in on her the other day. I was like, I wonder if she's still alive. Isn't that awful? That was my thought, was might just see if she's still around. Green Eyes, look, waffle on. And plus, I'm live on 2 channels too. So there might be somebody in one channel all on their own going, why is she saying hi to all these people? I can't see any of them. I must be blocked. Oh, there's a naval ship in as well as a cruise ship. So it was on in the State Cinema in North Hobart. Oh, I missed it. YouTube's deleted your last 2 comments. Oh, if you use emojis, has that been happening to any of you guys? You go into someone's chat, you write a comment, and then you put a smiley face at the end and hit send, and it just saves as a smiley face and nothing else. That's like, thank you for making me look like an idiot. I've just written and especially in channels that have slow mode on, it's so annoying because then you've just got this dumbass smiley face sitting there on its own, and you've got to wait for like ever to be able to post again. It's like, oh great, thank you for making me look special needs. We can all see you, Cement. So yeah, the artist who did Biscuit's mural in town, and for those of you newer to my channel, I had this beautiful cat that I rescued called Biscuit. And before she died, she was chosen to be a mural above the 10 Lives new op shop. 10 Lives is the cat rescue where I got her from. And Tassie's best street artist and one of Australia's best street artists, a guy called Jarman, he did the mural. Anyway, the other day I'm driving down my way and there's somebody painting a water tank. Like, we've all got water tanks down where I live, and before the modern versions, they were made of concrete. And people are starting to paint them because they're friggin' ugly. You were trying to ask what happened to all the batshit other episodes, went to watch it. They should all be on the other channels, Cement. There's probably still a few sitting over on my channel, but I'd send them all to Finn. So gradually, I think he's uploading them. I don't know why it's deleting comments. I can't help with that. That's just YouTube in its wisdom again. The Google moderators are pretty harsh. I'm sorry that's happening though. Who's going to want to hang out with me on my channel if that happens? Nobody. So anyway, I'm driving down my place the other day and I noticed someone's painting a mural on this water tank. And it looked amazing. And I got home, I was thinking that's really cool. But there was a guy painting and he had like a baseball cap on and dark glasses and couldn't really see who it was. It's just called Batshit. It's the channel we do the show on, Cement. And then he's got his own channel, Finn Bugden, but he doesn't do anything on there anymore. But if you type in Batshit with the, the exclamation mark for the I, that's just the name of the channel. It comes up in your search. It's like the second thing usually. Yeah, and I think some of them have been uploaded as videos too. Anyway, let me finish my bloody mural story. Thanks, Scout. The link fixes it at everything. So anyway, I get home and we've got a Southern Beaches community Facebook group, which is fantastic just for what's going on around the hood. And there's a photo of this person painting the water tank. And the comment was, how amazing, we've got Jarman painting this water tank in our neighbourhood. And it turns out there was an arts grant and someone local applied for it, and it was to pay an artist to beautify something in the neighbourhood. So this girl applied for the grant and got it, and she pitched this water tank. And we've just had it's right behind or next to the ambulance TAS building down where I live. And it's just been recently renovated and extended and all repainted and looks amazing. And then it's got this hideous brown concrete water tank behind it. And she paid Jarman to do it. So now the tree in front, oh my God, it does too, like a silhouette. I see it. So now we've got, not only is my beautiful biscuit immortalised in a mural in the city of Hobart Town, but we've got a Jarman original on a water tank down where I live. And one side is like a seascape and the other side is a frog. It's fantastic. So anyway, I put a comment for Jarman. I said, how cool. Not only did you memorialise or immortalise my beautiful floof biscuit, but now you're doing this in our neighbourhood. How lucky are we? And he's like, you're very lucky. I was like, hell yeah. And he said, I love being down here. I wish I lived down this way. So remind me to show it to you guys. Another Jarman. I mean, there's Jarman murals everywhere, but this one's like in my suburb, in my little beachy town. Well, we might all be going crazy. Why isn't my phone charging? Charge, mofo. I bought this thing for my car. My car's a 2009, right? We need a mural of Sunny. We do. Maybe I need to get him to come and paint my water tank and do a mural of Sunny on it. Although, no, it needs to be public. Everyone needs to admire her beauty. She's so pretty. She's so funny at the moment because I've had a couple of days off in a row and she's just like in her element. And then she could see me getting ready to leave and I've got the look of, you're not leaving me face. I'm like, oh my God, you've had me at your disposal for a day and a half and you've chosen to sleep for the most part. Now I'm leaving and you want to hang out? She turns it on, I'm telling you. She got a couple of new toys for Christmas and she's really getting into them again. Like her favourite toys are the fishing rod toys and she's loving them. So I'm getting her to do a bit of exercise because she was getting a little bit portly. Rotund like her mother. And my niece, her little puppy Winston, oh my God, he's so cute. He's a cavoodle, I think. Oh, so I bought this thing called a socket rocket. If any of you guys have any friends in your life, anyone you know who's got a car that's pre-Bluetooth, this little thing goes in where the cigarette lighters used to go, and it has turned my car into Bluetooth. It's Bluetooth. Ahoy. Like, I'm not just talking playing YouTube or music or whatever out of my speakers from my phone. I'm also talking about taking calls. That'd be a great mural of her lying flat on her back. She's been spending time with her mommy. She sleeps because she feels safe and so protected. She does. She is safe and very protected. She is a protected species. There's no denying. So, yeah, tell everyone you know. if they've got a car pre-Bluetooth and they want to be able to play music from their phone through their speakers or take calls hands-free, this little socket rocket thing, oh my God, it's a life changer. It's got 2 USB ports. Apparently the quality of the call isn't any worse than a car that's Bluetooth enabled. That guy who just went past was on like a motorized thing that just has one wheel. Was like a little stumpy motorized unicycle. What's going on? Got bloody a paralegal with the surname Griswold calling Alex Murdaugh a Tasmanian Devil. Some dude just went past on a unicycle, and there's a tree right in front of us that looks like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. It does if you look at it looking to the right. If you look at it like to the left, it looks like a dragon going rah. Oh my God, you've already found it. Thank you, Scout. Honestly, it's a life changer because I was looking at my car thinking I really need to upgrade my car. I can't even, don't get me wrong, there's an absolute benefit and joy for not being Bluetooth enabled. It's quite nice to be in your car and you can hear your phone ringing and you're like, oh, well, I'll call you when I get home. But it's made Biff just feel so modern, you know? Oh my God, that is disgusting. The socket rocket also, they send you a free little tree to hang in your car, you know, like an air freshener. And I thought, oh, I'll hang that, but it's bloody bubblegum flavour and it's making me feel sick. So, yeah, thanks for the free tree, but I think the other flavour is just as bad. Strawberry, yeah, that'll make me puke too. Why couldn't they have said, you know, like a flavour that I enjoy? They'll be going in the bin shortly. Oh, now you've all got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles stuck in your head. Heroes in half shell. Turtle power! So I'm going to do a live. I thought about doing it tonight, but I want to do it when America's awake too. Just defending Dylan Mortensen because I'm getting so annoyed by the amount of crap she's being put through. And it's going to be just a devil's avocado. I'm going to react to some different people. Sorry, guys, my phone overheated. See, Green Eyes, you've got an appointment too. I'm going to go this way and get out of the sun. Hey, Pebbles. Sorry, my phone, it overheated. Hey, check out this beautiful house right here. Look at this place. Isn't it stunning? Stunning. And it's got incredible views across the harbour to Hobart and Mount Wellington. Belrive's beautiful. This is this road just traces the edge of the Belrive Bluff, and it's got great bike tracks and walking tracks, and you're just looking across at Hobart and Sandy Bay, and all the houses through here are so pretty as well. Lots of convict bricks and weatherboards, and it's not a cheap suburb either. But it's just so gorgeous. I'm just going to show you where, if any of you ever watch cricket, yeah, good on you, love. You're meant to give way, but whatever. Should have seen the look that woman gave me, because she nearly ran into my car. So yeah, the water's just to the right. But if you watch any cricket or AFL footy from Hobart, it's played at Belrive Oval. So I'll just drive you around and show you that, and then I better get to my meeting. Although it's called Bluntstone Arena, but we all still know it as Belrive Oval. So they play cricket and Australian rules at this oval straight ahead with the lights, the big lights on the big poles. And depending on where you sit, you can also have a view across Belrive Beach and the harbour over to the other side of the river. It's very pretty. Shows off Hobart very well when we have international cricket games happening here and the world is tuning in. And they get to see a pretty little island. Belrive Beach just there on the right. And then Belrive Oval, Bluntstone Arena just ahead. It's named after Bluntstons, who make those boots that I am often wearing on my walks. Don't say I don't show you the heights. There you go, Bluntstone Arena, Bluntstone Arena. There's a statue in there of our most famous cricketer, David Boone. Great cricketer, but remembered by many or most for breaking the record for the amount of beer drunk on a Qantas flight ever. Quite an achievement. Booney. So this life's had a bit of everything, but at the end of the day, it was to rally the troops and ask you all a favour. And if you're flitting around on YouTube on any Alex Murdaugh discussions, trial replays, and there's a live chat, or it's happening as you speak, just get in there and defend the Tassie Devil for me, would you? Thanks for dropping in, Bristol. Thank you, everyone who watched. And then I've prematurely evacuated. But I appreciate you joining me and gathering to defend the Tasmanian Devil that is not and never will be remotely like Alex Murdaugh. The houses up here. That's their view looking over at Hobart Town in Mount Wellington. I mean, it's pretty. Oh, I did survive my 2 hell days of work too, but oh my God, I was an absolute write-off yesterday. This bit of road we're about to drive on is Victoria Esplanade. It was named after me. Wasn't really. My dad used to tell me that when I was a kid, whenever we were driving anywhere, and there's so many Victoria streets and roads and avenues and esplanades all over Australia. I mean, there's a state called Victoria, and Dad had me at age 5 thinking they'd all been named after me. And when I was at school, we had to do a talk about our names and what they meant and why our parents called us that. And I told everyone that they called me that so that the state of Victoria would be named after me. And I got a detention at age 5. And I said to Mum and Dad, well, why did you choose my name? And Mum was like, well, we thought you were going to be a boy. We hadn't even thought of a girl's name. But while I was in the hospital in labour, I was watching a soap opera and there was a character called Victoria. And I thought, that's a nice name. And that's how we chose your name. And I was like, great. Why didn't you tell me that? Dad, you lied. Next you're going to tell me Santa isn't real. Bloody hell, parents, lying to your kids, it gets them in all kinds of mischief, not you. You poor little babies. Think of the children. All right, skis. Park it here. Well, I mean, it was a 5-year-old detention, as bad as they can be. I think I had to go and sit in the... They had a puppet theatre in my classroom. It was just stored at the back of the classroom. And behind the puppet theatre, there were like boxes of books and puppets and toys. And if you got a detention, you had to go there. And I used to deliberately get detentions because, I mean, on that occasion I didn't. But once I'd had that detention, I was like, so if I do something wrong and get into trouble, I basically get to go and sit behind a screen and read a book in peace instead of having to participate in this stupid lesson. So, yeah, occasionally I'd be like, this class is boring. It is, it's gorgeous. I'm going to Pilates after this meeting and I'm in a, what you guys would call a sweatshirt. We call them wind cheaters, and I've underestimated how warm it is. I'm a little too toasty for this weather, but that's all right. I've got to go and buy a birthday present for my friend Laura. It's her 40th coming up. Look, the lovely Laura who's been on my channel a few times doing face masks and stuff. Back when we used to do the Japanese snack food stuff as well. And she's an identical twin, so I've got to get her twin sister Jane a present as well. So I'm going to go and do that. It's a gorgeous day. Thanks everyone for hanging out. I like going for little drives and showing you bits of the island. But Groovers, thanks for hanging with me. Do get out there and defend the Tasmanian Devil with all your might. Let the Americans who have called Alex Murdaugh the Tasmanian Devil, they need to be put back in their boxes, especially paralegal Griswold. How dare she? But how fucking funny that her name's Griswold too. Oh, you're all snuggly bugly. Yeah, well, look, I'm dressed a little bit. The clothes I've got on are for sort of colder weather, but I also don't really want to sit in there I've got a Pilates tank top thing on underneath, but that's fine for the gym, but I don't want to sit in this meeting with that on. So anyway, hopefully they've got a good aircon. Thanks, beautiful. I'll give Sunny your love when I get home. And yeah, look out for a live on Smooth Criminal tomorrow, about the same time I went live today, actually. I think that's a good time to go live. I've been very vocal about Dylan and how scathing everyone is being on YouTube about her, but I just want to do like a bit of a reaction to what's been said and just pitch an alternative opinion and question why people aren't, leaving her alone, why they're just crucifying this girl who's going to have to live with the worst survivor's guilt and possibly PTSD for the rest of her life. So that's what we'll be covering in the morning. I think she needs her own live. It's warranted. She's been turned into another victim of those horrific murders. And I don't think I'm going to be able to sleep well until I've defended her. Tasmanian Devils have feelings too, exactly. They're gorgeous. How dare they compare Alex Murdaugh to one of our beautiful little creatures? And yes, I deliberately chose a photo of an angry-looking one, but he's not angry. He's just saying hello. Hey, I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you again very soon. Until next time, if you're on Tasmania Calling, stay groovy, everyone. If you're on Smooth Criminal Podcast, don't get struck by a smooth criminal. See you all again tomorrow, if not later on tonight. Bye.